Concierge Group, 855-260-1000. That's 855-260-1000. Get started on the path toward a comfortable retirement today. 855-260-1000.
Here's Business Spotlight from your local voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990. And here's your host, George Bryant.
Good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday, one of my favorite days of the week. And one of the big reasons for that is that we get to talk growth with Triumph Bank and special host Tracy Strickland. Welcome.
Good morning, George. How are you this Tuesday?
I'm doing fantastic. It's cool in here and it's hot outside.
It is very hot outside. And you poor kids that are sweating going to school. Mine have to wear pants. Both of them have to wear long pants instead of shorts.
So yours going all day?
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, it went from, the summer kind of just enjoying the no homework zone to, it isn't even like, let's ease into school. It's a full-on sprint. And, us mamas have busy kids. We're running our kids around to practices and
I know.
auditions.
It's a exciting time of the year.
It's
and,
great.
To me, I feel kids get cheated a little bit.
We start earlier.
Yeah.
We started after, I guess when I was
school is
very
fun.
young, it was after Labor Day.
School's
That's
fun.
right.
I mean, it's nothing wrong with that, but I like summertime.
Summertime is awesome. And I don't have to bug my kids about homework, and that's the best part.
Right.
Yeah.
Hang out, go on vacations, go to grandma's.
I know.
All those kind of good things. But we've got a great show lined up today. You've got a special guest. Rachael is on the phone today, coming live from Brentwood.
I'm so excited. We have got really just this amazing woman on the phone. She is at our Brentwood office. She's calling in this morning, but she leads up a special division for our bank in Brentwood that we also have the same division here. And we've mentioned it a few times in passing, but we really haven't done a deep dive on what it is and what makes it so special. And that's our medical and professional banking division. And, you think about people that might encompass, and that's doctors. I'll let Rachael talk about it in a second, but doctors, dentists, all professional folks, attorneys, CPAs, that are taking care of clients all day long, and they are meeting with their clients. They don't have a lot of time for their banking. And so Holly Bronson started this division years ago at a different bank, and we're so honored that she brought it over to Triumph in 2017. And Rachael and her team in Brentwood joined us early last year. And so I'm just thrilled to have Rachael Meurrier. She's our Senior Vice President, Medical Professional Banking in Brentwood, on the phone. So welcome and good morning, Rachael.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
I'm so happy that you're on. One of the things, Rachael, we were talking about and getting ready for the show, and I always love for our listeners to find out, a little bit about your background, how long you've been in banking, maybe how you got started in your career, and really how you got positioned in this special division in banking instead of just, traditional private banking. You have this niche. So can you walk us through that a little bit?
Yes. Well, I think every story is a unique one.
Yes.
And I, of course, love sharing mine because I think that some people can resonate with it.
Yeah.
But after high school, I was really enjoying a job. I was a florist. I've been doing that for about 7 years. Yeah. Loved it so much. Loved putting the right things together for my customers. And I bought a house. It was a beautiful house in Cordova. I was so glad to do that. I did that very young and realized shortly after that I needed a little bit more career stability. So in my need to help people, I decided I would go to massage school. And another way that I could help people by putting things together for them. And in order to go to massage school, of course, that's a nighttime program. I needed an 8 to 5. So I went back to the bank that gave me that mortgage and applied to be a teller. They hired me. So for 2 years, I worked at the bank, and I went to night school for massage therapy. And while I was working at the bank, I realized how much I loved it because I got to step in and really take care of the clients that walked in the door. And by the time I'd finished my massage licensing, Holly Bronson, this is 2006, Holly Bronson recruited me to come work on her team in medical and professional banking. So I stepped in there really as deposit operations, doing a little bit of credit. And Holly met with me one day, and she just encouraged me to go back and get my finance degree. So I stepped back into that world of education. So I worked full-time at the bank. And then for 4 years, I did night school and finished with my degree from Ole Miss, my finance degree. So after those 4 years, I became a lender, and I have been doing this ever since. So I've been in the banking world for 15 years, and I've been a lender for a little shy of 10 years, and just still that same flower girl putting together arrangements for my clients.
It's just an incredible story. Because, we've had those bankers that have had, they get out of school, they get that first job in banking, and that's all they've done. And so I always love the stories where you reinvent yourself, but you do have those special talents. And when you meet Rachael in person, George, she's just one of those people that makes you feel so special. Can quickly identify a particular need and do whatever it takes and bends over backwards to make it happen. So she started her career here in Memphis, moved to Nashville. Tell us about that move to Nashville. Rachael, it was about 5 years ago. So now you've been able to see the banking world here in Memphis, and now you've experienced it for about half a decade in Nashville. Talk to us about the differences that you've seen mainly in the banking world in both of those cities.
Absolutely. Well, I'm from Memphis, so for me, Memphis was such a community.
Yes.
You knew everybody. Everybody knew you. I was incredibly fortunate to work with Holly Bronson in Memphis and really learn from her. And the way that Holly works is she puts her clients first in every situation, and she is mindful of her team. She leans a lot on her team, and she invites us to be a part of those relationships so that we can learn by witnessing how she does banking. So that was such a great experience for me. And in 2014, my husband approached me and said, we really need to move to Nashville. We need that international airport. And so we make the move to Nashville, which was an incredible time. You step into the unknown. You're always just a little bit uncertain.
Sure.
But looking back all these years later, it was such a great move for us. I was very fortunate that my original boss in banking, Bill Minkle, was here in Nashville, and I was able to come work for Bill Minkle on his team. And I remember my first week here, I had a real estate agent say, welcome to Nashville. Things move very fast here. And I thought, well, things move fast in Memphis,
Sure,
too.
yeah.
But I was unaware that houses go on the market, and day one, you have competing offers. You have multiple offers, and sometimes up to 14 in a day. So as a banker here in Nashville, we have to be very quick to pick up our phone, to get pre-approvals, to write very strong letters, and just to be there for our clients. And so I would say that here things do move incredibly fast, and it's very much staying in front of things.
Oh, yeah. I remember you were saying, in Memphis now, we obviously have a pretty aggressive real estate market where you've got to, have that pre-approval letter in the first day or two. We were talking, it has to be in the first or 2 hours, really, in Nashville, because there's so many offers. I've heard of multiple offers on apartments, there's so many people that are moving into that area, and I just think that's incredible. And so you've got a little girl who's just the cutest thing in the whole world. And so you're a working mom. You've been doing this for a while. What keeps you motivated every day? What gets you excited about waking up and coming to work at the bank?
I really love my clients. I love their stories. I love how every situation is unique. So many of my clients have moved to Nashville from somewhere else in the world, and being able to step into that relationship with a little bit of empathy and to have the opportunity to hear about their background and to hear about what they want to do here locally and be a partner for them. And in many cases, our clients are very useful, and in many cases we get to be a teacher,
right.
and step in and do some educating on the Nashville market and some of the language that they might hear as they move here and they're looking to buy a house.
Well, exactly. Well, I think, we're talking about the medical professional division. I know we've got some really good stories that we're going to share when we get back from the break, so I can't wait to hear about some of those. So we'll be right back.
You're listening to Let's Talk Growth, Triumph Bank, and Tracy Strickland on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990. Hey, are you pregnant and need health insurance?
Yes, I'm really in need of insurance.
Have you heard of the TennCare Presumptive Prenatal Program?
No, what is that?
It's a program where pregnant women can get 62 days of temporary Medicaid insurance coverage.
Wow, I didn't know about that. Thanks.
For more information regarding the TennCare Presumptive Prenatal Program, contact the Shelby County Health Department at 901-545-8722 or log on to shelbytnhealth.com. Funding for this was provided by the Tennessee Department of Health.
Hey everyone, I'm your host Marie Pisano of the Finding My Yes radio show. We got a new talk show that interviews celebrities in film, music, TV, and some interesting people from Memphis to around the world. We even feature some music from emerging artists. Don't miss us Sundays at 4 p.m. right here on The Voice FM 107.9 and AM 990. Brought to you by ECT Go Heroic.
Now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Welcome back to Business Spotlight, one of our great features that we get to do where we actually, get to look behind inside a business and what their personality and culture is all about. Triumph Bank, Let's Talk Growth with Tracy Strickland. Welcome back.
Thanks, George.
We've got a really cool guest on
such an awesome guest. I wish she were here in person. I did get to hug her neck on Friday. She came down for some training with her coworker Hannah McGraw, and I just adore it. I don't get up to Nashville as much as I should, so I've got to plan a trip soon. But Rachel, when we talk about this medical professional banking division that you lead in Brentwood, a lot of them are doctors, and you think about, okay, we've got a lot of doctors that are clients. Well, these are, and the listeners might be thinking, well, these are these super well-established doctors. Those are great, big clients to have. Well, we clearly have those. But something really special that our medical banking division does, George, is they start with them when they're med students. And when they are, like neck deep, I guess, in student loan debt, but they meet them early and develop those relationships early before they even have a paycheck. And Rachel, I would love for you to walk us through what that relationship looks like. And because I know that we've got one of our commercials that we run, our My Triumph commercials that we run in Brentwood, is a family named the Emersons that we actually met here in Memphis. So Rachel, just tell us about that medical banking, how it starts so early in their careers, and then walk us through how special that story on the Emersons is.
Absolutely. Well, we are fortunate to work with professionals in several different seasons of their careers, right. And we know what it looks like when our physician clients are in residency and fellowship and in practice. And what we really want to do is we want to engage them while they are still medical students. And the intention is because that's when they really need us, and that's when we can come in and we can establish a meaningful relationship. We can understand them and their goals and help prep them for that next phase, because we know what it looks like since we have so many clients who have lived it. Right. But these medical students are looking at us going, I can't imagine what's next in this phase for me. So with Tiffany and Tyler, we had hosted an event in Memphis at Rail Garden, and I'd met Tyler and asked, what are you thinking about doing? Where have you, applied for residency? What's your number one? And he was a Vandy hopeful. And I said, well, if that happens, Triumph Bank would love to step in, and we'd love to help you and Tiffany get established here in Nashville. And they have a young, precious son, too, so that adds an extra layer of hectic to life. So they came to visit before he had gotten his residency at Vanderbilt, and we had the opportunity to sit down and talk. If he lands his residency here, they needed to move quick because they have a family. They need a house very fast. And so we had the opportunity to go ahead and talk about what a mortgage looks like and what a process looks like, and get all the information we need from them. So the day that he was in Memphis, match day is what they call it, he opened his letter. He gets gets matched with Vanderbilt, and immediately we had everything we needed. We could go ahead and get their letter ready. All they had to do was tell their real estate agent, that's the house I want, and we were able to get them to the closing table within weeks. I think it was a very good experience for them. It was a very fluid experience for them, so that they could come into Nashville with a little bit more confidence in one thing already taken care of for them. And as we've gotten to know Tiffany and Tyler, we've been able to deepen that relationship. And it's my hope that they look to us as their full-service bank and their primary bank. And we stay in touch often. Tiffany will come up here and visit us with her young son, which is just a treat for us.
Well, they're a special family, and I love getting to feature them. And I love how it was that first full circle moment, George, when we met them here at one of our Memphis events, and we were able to continue caring for them as they moved to Middle Tennessee. And that's just a perfect example, and we could go on and on about the different, perfect customer experiences that our team provides. But, if a customer's thinking about, that whole idea of switching banks is so daunting sometimes. But when you have somebody, a new prospect that's thinking about moving their banking relationship over to you, Rachael, and you get that first phone call, can you walk us through what kind of customer experience they can truly expect to receive? I think you've got another story that ties into this one as well.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing we do is we want to hear the story. We want to hear, how did you find Triumph Bank and what it is you're looking for? And if somebody comes to us with a bad experience at another bank, we want to understand what happened. We want to make sure that we can put together an arrangement of accounts or loans that truly work for them. And we are incredibly fortunate at Triumph, and we are incredibly fortunate in the Nashville market that we have bankers here that specialize in all the different arenas of banking. We have construction lenders, commercial lenders, mortgage lenders, and just a really broad team of experienced bankers. And so what we normally do is when we hear somebody's story, if we feel like they might touch one of those other areas, we can bring any banker to the table, all the bankers to the table, and present our clients with their options. And they can have the best possible banking scenario. And I think that we are unique in that we don't try to silo our clients in just one area, but truly we want to partner them with whoever is going to be that very best contact.
Right. Exactly. And whatever that relationship is, because there are so many different financial needs, depending on what your season of life is. And so no matter, what that might be, I know that you guys have team meetings and you're always collaborating to figure out what that best solution is for the client. And, we talk about how, we do have 4 bank branches here, George, and we've got Rachael's office in Brentwood. We're opening a new called just a loan production office on Music Row, which is very exciting for us in Nashville. But, we're not on every corner. And one of the stories I know you were telling me the other day, it's like you had one customer that you work with for 5 years that have never even walked into the bank. How does that even happen, Rachael?
That is very true. Well, several of our clients, our doctors, our professionals, they're at the hospital all day or they're sitting at their office all day, and they just don't have capacity to come to the bank, and that is all right. Triumph provides wonderful technology, mobile deposit, ATMs, great online banking that gives people access to the bank without having to come to the bank. Right. And then us as bankers, we can leave our office and we can go to our clients to give them a better experience. And we really try in private banking, especially, as to be available before work hours, after work hours, whatever is going to best accommodate our clients.
Right. Well, and you've also mentioned that you always give, and so many of our bankers, it's not only good that you have a banker person that that, that's my person that I work with and will answer my financial questions, but our bankers, of course, give out their cell phones.
Right. I was thinking about that, because that's so unique.
Yeah.
Rachel, I was wondering, is that I hear a lot of talk in the marketplace about concierge banking or services. it sounds like that's what you guys are doing. Is that pretty?
That is absolutely what we're doing. Is we're trying to come in there and create a custom banking relationship and deliver it to each client exactly how they need it. So we don't go in and prefabricate a relationship. It's very much customized per client.
Right.
And how wonderful that is. Like you say, it's one thing just to have your banker's, cell number.
Right.
But to have someone really looking out, for your needs personally, being there for you, because if you're in the medical business especially, we're all busy, but, that's...
Oh my gosh. They're out there saving lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
they don't need to be thinking about checking
you're
into it.
going, I'm not thinking about that.
Right.
Even your 401k, who's watching out, making sure you're making the right decisions in that investment.
We just want to be that centralized financial advisor person so that what Rachael's team and our team here in Memphis does so well is we also circle ourselves with really great accountants and obviously through all of Rachael's client base. She works at the Financial Planning Association so closely in Middle Tennessee. So as far as sending referrals out to the right people that are going to take care of the clients in different ways, they do that. Of course, they send those referrals back. But, Rachael, you've worked at a couple of different banks. And when your team moved over to Triumph, that was yet another change in your career. What do you feel like was one of the biggest reasons that your team joined Triumph and why you stay?
We joined Triumph for the people at Triumph. The bank is led by individuals that I wanted to learn from and I wanted to emulate in my career. The bank, and I've said this before, the bank has a heartbeat. All you have to do is go to our webpage and you can see all the different ways that Triumph is involved in the community, and that is so important to us as individuals to feel rooted to the organization and to the community. And I love how the bank has come in and truly hears what Memphis needs, what Nashville needs, what Triumph needs, and it has responded by creating these very unique products. One is we just, in Nashville, I know that we've used this product a lot in Memphis. It's a new one. It's a 90% jumbo loan with no PMI. It's a wonderful product that did not exist before, and now it does. We've been able to come and partner some new products for community heroes that we've been really proud to offer. And it's just an exceptional place in that it walks the talk. And that is exactly the kind of place I wanted to work at.
Well, we love having you. I mean, you have made us better. I mean, I always talk about, like, if you're an athlete and you think you're good, the best way that you can check yourself is to play with somebody that might be a little better than you. And the addition of our Brentwood team and our medical bankers has helped us all to raise our game and to continue to create some custom and tailored decision and products and services for our clients that we just don't see at too many other banks. And one of the situations that all banks are in right now is that Fed rates are being lowered. And so interest rates, we're always keeping an eye on those. And one of the things that we always look at is how we stay competitive in the marketplace. And so as we close out, Rachael, you have a couple of comments you can share about how we try to stay competitive with other banks?
Absolutely. Frequently, we are out there in the market, in both markets, listening for what other banks are doing. We are trying to stay competitive on the deposit front, and we want to stay competitive on the loan front, because our goal here really is to provide the best possible product to our clients and continue to be that primary bank and somebody that they can trust. They know that we're always out there striving to do the best possible thing for them.
That's right. Well, Rachael, I can't thank you enough for joining me so early on a Tuesday morning. It just means the world, and I'm just so thankful for all that you and your team do for us at Triumph. So have a wonderful morning.
It's great having you on our show this morning. You're an awesome person, and hope you enjoy your day in Brentwood.
I appreciate that. Thank you both.
You're very welcome. And I just want to say real quick for our listeners, if they want to check it out, triumphbank.com, great website. If you're looking for a new bank, someone to help you out, personalized banking. 901-333-8800. Triumph Bank. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Have a great week, George. Thanks so
You too,
much.
Tracy. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.